Brains Hospital is creating awareness about the head injury prevention. March 20th is the World Head Injury Awareness Day. So on this occasion, we would like to appeal to all the youth to wear helmets. When there are the statistics, when you look at the statistics, when there are 100 accidents, nearly 37% have got direct head injury. And 33% of them got severe facial injuries, which indirectly hits the brain. And 15% have the long bone injuries, 10% have the abdominal injuries, and 2% have the spinal injuries. Now, if you combine the head injury and the indirect facial injury to the brain, almost nearly 70% of the injured victims, the brain get injured somewhere or other. This can be completely prevented by simply wearing a helmet. And there has been enough literature in the scientific journals, enough amount of data is available, and it is well known that helmet wearing will certainly prevent the injury itself. If there is injury, it will reduce the severity of the injury. So that once brain is damaged, there is no way we can replace it nor repair it at the present moment. So it is always better we prevent the brain injury rather than suffering with it. It can cause umpteen number of complications for the rest of the life, which can be simply avoided. If a proper helmet, which is a standard one, a complete face mask and a properly strapped helmet, a standard one with an interior covering, etc., should be selected for wearing. This part we will remove that, we'll take it out. Reduce the severity of the head injury by 50%, reduces the incidence of skull fracture, reduces the brain injury directly, reduces the blood clots inside the brain. So nearly 50 to 60% of people can get benefited among the severity of the brain injuries. So this will have a tremendous impact in the death rate, disability, amount of brain damage, and the long-term quality of living. So it is not necessary that we need to reinvent a new system. It's already been documented scientifically that helmets will help every possible head injury. It is important that every two-wheeler driver should wear a helmet. Nothing to do with the speed of the vehicle, nothing to do with the power of the engine, nothing. Even cyclists can have a fall and then have a severe head injury. So abroad, it goes without saying, people wear the helmet, even small children while riding a cycle, for their own safety, and it is become a part of their culture. Here, I don't understand why we have to resist wearing a helmet, having known that it has got so much of benefit. Regardless of what two-wheeler you are driving, you must wear a helmet so that you can reduce the severity of the injury. Now the second important part is that both the driver, the rider, as well as the pillion rider must wear the helmet. Quite often what happens when you hit something, the pillion is the one which goes up first and falls down, sustaining the severe head injury compared to the driver. The rider has something to hold on to the bike, so they will not be thrown out of the bike unless a very fast moving accident. Often, even in a very trivial accident, the pillion is the one who gets injured severely. So it's important that one must ensure both the rider as well as the pillion rider wears a proper standard helmet. Now, the third important point is selecting a proper helmet. The helmet has to be of ISI standard, made out of a good material, has to have a good internal padding, and should have a full head helmet with a complete face mask and there has to be a strap which has to be strapped. And a lot of people wear half helmets which doesn't protect. The one which doesn't have the face cover doesn't protect the face. A helmet which is not strapped will fly off much before than the injured will touch the ground. So that it doesn't protect. So selecting a proper helmet is very important. If a person can spend so much money to buy a bike, it is hardly peanuts to buy a helmet. Why our people hesitate to buy a good helmet, I again don't understand. The last one is wearing it properly. It should be worn to the head, not onto the handle of the bike, and you should wear to protect your head, not to please the policeman, right? The second very important thing is should be properly sitting, properly fitting, properly strapped, and the shield is completely closed. And then if you drive, it gives a full protection. So once again, we would like to appeal to all the youth that please wear helmets. It is to protect your own head, and by then you are also complying with the law. And don't wear for the sake of someone else or to please the policeman or to avoid the fine.